view. Arsenal against Tottenham. A battle is about to commence this weekend. It's going to be a long, long wait as we're sifting through all the football this weekend to get to the North London derby. That anxious wait to get to those 90 minutes on enemy territory.
I never sleep the night before.
Literally, it just gets worse and worse every year. And this is probably one of the worst of the lot, just because of our record in North London derbies in recent years. The record is horrendous. The record is horrific. And it's surely embarrassing, to be honest. When you're looking at, before this bad record started, we actually had a really good record against them, and we looked good. I know we didn't win too many times at the Emirates. We've only won once in Premier League era at the Emirates. But can it all change this weekend? Do you have a hope in hell? Because nobody, like I said before, nobody is giving Spurs a chance. It's got to change at some point in this record.
Well, considering we're unbeaten away, it must mean we give ourselves a chance, with that kind of record. There must be belief in the camp. We've been away to the Etihad and won. We have, I know PSG wasn't away from home, but, obviously we did get a good result there. We've gone away from home and we're getting used to the fact that we're not losing. We're going and making ourselves very tough to beat. We're winning a lot of games. And this is what I was saying before as well. Sorry. In a lot of these games, we don't play well, but you just give yourselves an opportunity because you've got those set pieces. Remember the Everton game, you're not playing so well, but you give yourself an opportunity by always being good at set pieces. And that's what we've given ourselves so far away from home.
Yeah. The worrying thing about that is the defensive set pieces, because we have conceded a few over the last 3 or 4 games, and we can't be that weak at defending those set pieces. Obviously the one that comes to mind, I think there has been a few more, but the one that comes to mind is that last minute one against Manchester United. It just seems so disorganised, allowing De Ligt to creep in at the back post like that.
It was only the second set piece we've conceded this season.
But the first one, didn't it come in the last 3 or 4 games as well? I can't remember the first one, but I just remember them, us actually conceding a few chances. Didn't we concede from a set piece? Was it in Newcastle in the cup?
Yeah, that was when Spence was tying his laces.
So is that the 2, or has there been another one in the Premier League?
I think it's 2 in the league. Chelsea, no. Villa, no. Was Leeds? No. No. So I think it's just those 2. Brighton, no.
But anyway. It's just Wolves. Okay, it's just that one against Manchester United. The way we conceded the first goal against Manchester United as well. It's just these worrying defensive traits just creeping into the side, and we just need to make sure we're kind of flawless in that aspect in this game, because we know any sort of slip up in defence, particularly from set pieces, they're going to be there, and they're going to be ruthless. They're going to put it in the back of the net. And
it's also important to know, and it's, if you're being brutally honest, as much as our away form on paper is very good, our performances away from home of late actually haven't been that impressive. Last away game we lost to Newcastle pretty convincingly. We had some glimpses, but deserved to lose. Everton away, that was decent. We won 3-0. But again, you watch the game, it's not like we blew them away. We just got from set pieces and kept it tight.
Who were the better team?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we were the better team, but it's not like you came away saying, "Wow, Tottenham are amazing." What I mean?
No, but it's still the first team. First team to win there.
I'm saying, I'm talking about performance-wise. It was good, but it wasn't incredible. Monaco away, should have lost by 2 or 3. Leeds away, decent. Again, we did win the game. Bodo away, not good. Should have lost that game. So in the last few, it's not been incredible performance.
Brighton away was a good performance. I thought.
Brighton away was good, and then before that it was good. Brighton away good, West Ham away good, City away good, Burnley away good. So I'm saying the beginning was good.
But actually in the Premier League, I know what you're saying. It's not.
I'm saying lately. I'm just saying lately.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you want to just look at the Premier League ones, there's not one that we deserved to lose or didn't get what we deserved apart from Brighton.
Yeah. Fair. Which we obviously deserve to win.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I think when you're looking at Premier League, our away performances, we've got what we deserve. If not, we deserve more out of all of it.
Yeah, but when you're talking about playing better opposition, like we have, like Newcastle, Monaco, and Bodo in Champions League,
yeah,
we've been by far second best, probably.
Yeah, but also in those games, Bodo, we played a much changed side, didn't we? Pretty weak side on that day. Monaco was just a complete shit show. Monaco was definitely the poorest out of the lot, in my opinion. And who's the other one that you say? Newcastle, yeah. So the thing is with the Newcastle game, we weren't good enough, and Newcastle were the better team, but we actually saw some aspects in that game that you could cling on to and being like, we're getting better in this situation. It just hasn't progressed from there.
That was it, really.
Yeah, but more chances than we did in probably the other games.
I know, but we still it's not like, okay, so you create a few chances, you should be doing that every game,
Yeah. No, I agree, but look, we all know Newcastle is a very hard place to go, as is Arsenal.
But I'm saying when it's not our away form's good, and that should give us confidence going into it. But in terms of performances of late, it's not like our away form has just been like we're playing very well. It's just like in the Premier League it's been decent, and then in the recent away performances haven't really impressed. That's what I would say. But I think going into it, that away form is going to stand us in good stead. It can make us a bit calm in this situation when we're going to be going into a cauldron of in the North London derby. The atmosphere is going to be up for it, and going into it knowing that we've got a good away record, we're hard to beat. Give the team confidence.
Yeah, I think so. But just that record, I've got it staring at me at the screen right now, man. It just makes me so angry looking at those results. 4 losses in our last 5 against Arsenal. They've won, 3 in a row at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We haven't won there since 2010 in the Premier League.
The annoying thing is, in a lot of these games, it's not like we've been terrible. I think the 2-1 January defeat, we weren't good, but we took the lead, didn't we? And then they came back, but they didn't play very well that day either. I remember it was just 2 poor teams on that day.
Yeah.
The 1-0 loss, Gabriel got a header against a run of play, and they scored with basically their only shot on target. Yeah. That 3-2 win, we played really well that day.
We were 3-0 down at half time.
I know, but we shouldn't have been. We were much the better team, and we conceded an own goal, set pieces. We should have had a penalty, and they scored on a counter from it.
Which is the one with the Van der Ven ruled out goal?
That's the one, 3-2.
3-2, yeah.
We played really well that day, and we somehow ended up 3-0, and we came back and we couldn't do it.
Yeah, 2-2 we should have won that.
Well. And then that 2-0, we were pretty bad in that one. That one I would say is the one you'd say we were thoroughly outplayed. But I don't know if the other ones, it's just it's really frustrating. It's not like we stumped the place down, a lot of them.
Yeah. Anything in you, any thoughts about maybe these negative thoughts creeping in to maybe Arsenal's mind, fans, players alike, in terms of, they could have extended that gap to 8 points, I think, Man City won, but, before the Man City game, they could have extended that gap at the top to 8 points. But, like I said to Hugh, it's kind of like the narrative could be same old Arsenal, because whenever they have had those opportunities over the last 2 years, the same thing has happened. They've dropped points to teams that they should have beaten. So with that having happened just before the international break, do you feel that there could be a bit of something in the back of their mind saying, we've done it again?
The only thing I would say to that is City play before us, before this game. So it kind of depends what happens in that game. If City drop points before Arsenal play, I don't think there's going to be any negativity going into this game, in terms of that perception. But I think the fact, if City win, all of a sudden the doubts start. Oh my God, they're going away. Newcastle, they're winning. Are they really back on top? Are they back on form? Then the pressure's really ramping up, I think. And then all of a sudden,
does City play Sunday?
They play Saturday evening. 5:30. So
if City actually win that game away at Newcastle, which is a very difficult game, if they go and win that, it's a lot of pressure on Arsenal Sunday, isn't it?
All of a sudden, because then all of a sudden they're only 1 point clear going into the break, and 1 point is nothing. All of a sudden they had a lead of 7 a couple of weeks ago. Now it's down to 4, and now all of a sudden, are they big favourites? Everyone's been saying. We know how City have been there, done it, and all those thoughts come into it in your mind. The only thing I would say about the Sunderland game is that didn't look like a team to me when I was watching it. Yes, they drew, and it wasn't a good result. But when I was watching it, they didn't look like a team that was bottling it. They deserved to win that game. They were much better than Sunderland, and they were unlucky probably to concede late on. It's different to there are some games last season when they had those chances. They weren't unlucky. They were just bad, and they didn't win because they weren't good enough. I wouldn't say they didn't win because they weren't good enough against Sunderland. So until that element starts creeping into them,
But they also have had like elements in their game in some games this season where they haven't been good enough and they've kind of just got by through the set pieces. In some games.
I don't remember too many of those games.
I can't remember which off the top of my head, but I just remember watching them a couple of times this season thinking, you know what, Arsenal are not really good here. Let me go through their games and see which ones. Maybe the Palace game when they won 1-0 at the Emirates. I thought Palace, gave as good as they got that. I mean, I don't think Palace created too many clear-cut chances, but there was not many chances in the game, and Arsenal won by the odd set piece. And, a draw in that game, probably people were saying, all right, fair result.
Okay, but when you have that kind of performance and you win, it doesn't matter as much.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's why it's so important to keep... Like, if Arsenal do have one of those performances, it's those set pieces getting them out of jail every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to stop that.
United away as well, early in the
United away, yeah.
That was obviously first game of the season, but... I mean, it's few and far between.
Man City at home, getting that goal in the last minute, the way they did.
But they also did pen Man City in for pretty much 45 minutes and did end up getting the equal. I think the fact they did score was psychologically big, in my opinion, in that actually moment. As much as a point before the game probably wasn't a good result, I think the way it happened was massive. Because you can see now City would be top of the league, if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
So, or at least very close to. So, that psychologically that was massive. Arsenal were, I think, in every game pretty much, like, been pretty good, and they're defensively just been so solid. They don't really have any game where they're conceding loads of chances. It's mad. Defensively, they're just impossible. So,
but they did concede 2 goals.
They did
last time out.
They did. It's true. But in terms of performance, they were unlucky. They created a lot.
100%.
They should have.
I think that second half was probably their best performance of the season.
So they should have been out of sight in terms of the way they played. So I don't think if I was an Arsenal fan watching that, like, it's like I remember last season. I remember like Liverpool went away to Newcastle, and they were like 2-0 down. They turned it around to get 3-2 up, and then they conceded late in the game and ended up drawing 3-3 after a mistake. And everyone was like, oh, they bottled their chance, like, to extend the lead. But I was watching that game thinking, I thought they were really impressive, and it was really unlucky because it was a mistake. And like, performance-wise, I still think that would give them confidence. And I think same with Arsenal, like, as much as they failed at the last minute in that game, I don't think the performance will worry them too much. But if they drop in this game, then all of a sudden, I think the alarm bells might start.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but on performance-wise, but the result thing is still the same. You know what I mean? Like, they had the opportunity, and they kind of bottled it. And they didn't take advantage of the good performance that they had. They still drew the game.
But I think for me, bottling it is when I know bottling it has become a term used just when you don't get the result, no matter how that happens. But for me, bottling it used to be like you have a winnable game, and you don't perform how you should.
Yes.
And then
fine.
All of a sudden, you don't perform and you don't get the result because you're psychologically you don't rise to the occasion, and your performance suffers, and all of a sudden that, like, you get nervous and then you bottle it. I wouldn't say they bottled it; they were unlucky. Yeah,
that's fine, but they were 1-0 down, and you probably couldn't argue against that result at half time. Second half, they were unbelievable. They turned around the result. They overturned the deficit. They went 2-1 up. And they still conceded in the last minute. How is that last minute not a bottle, especially with what Gabriel and Ray were doing?
You can't call one game a bottle. If it becomes a theme, then it's all of a sudden...
But it is a theme over the number of years.
But I'm talking about this season.
Yeah.
And yes, they've bottled it over the years, but I'm saying this season, I wouldn't say that game is evidence of them bottling it.
I think it's just the evidence of the same thing happening. If they carry on winning and they go and win the league, then fine, they've overcome that. But in this moment, after being 2-1 up and overturning the deficit after a really good performance and still not winning that game and conceding in the manner that they did, it just felt like a bit of a bottle for me.
Well, if they win this game and then you look at their record, it's still a bottle. Like, you can't... You know what I mean? Is that result during that goes still a bottle? Because
if they win the league, then no. But at this moment in time, they could have gone 8 points clear. And... it's just carries on a theme that we've seen over the past couple of seasons.
I mean, I think I want to agree with you But I
So
think
agree,
you're-
man.
I want to, but I just think you're being so incredibly harsh. But I hope you're right. I'm hoping this is the start of a big bowl job. I do hope that.
But look, these guys are trophy dodgers. No European pedigree. We're going there as European champions, baby.
And
We're
gonna
going
see
there
that,
with the
I'm sure.
Europa League trophy in our hands. Something that they've never won before.
We've got to bring like a load of replica Europa League trophies.
Yeah, I'm
into
sure.
your
I'm
day.
sure
Come on.
some plans are.
Someone's got to have that organised, surely.
I'm sure some plans are
Thousands
made,
of
man.
little Europa League trophies that we can hang up. Come on.
Like all this narrative that the Arsenal fans want to say now about, oh, it's a second-rate trophy, nobody wants to even be in it. Yeah, fine. You might not want to be in it. You might want to be in the Champions League, and that's completely fair enough. But when they were in it, what the hell did they do in it? They did absolutely nothing. They got to a final against Chelsea. What happened? They got absolutely shat on. Absolutely shat on. So don't tell me if you're in that competition you don't want to win it, because that is just absolute bollocks.
Well, they had a parade planned.
Exactly.
They had a parade plan. They had to call it off. They had to call off their parade.
I've never seen a team call off more parades than Arsenal, man. Every year they're calling off a parade. Every year. I'm telling you, man, they're the biggest trophy dodgers. West Ham, Crystal Palace, Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester City, Liverpool. Anyone else I'm missing out that have won more trophies than Arsenal in the last 5 years?
It's over half a decade since they won a trophy now.
Mate, West Ham have won a trophy more recently than Arsenal. West Ham.
It's embarrassing. They should be embarrassed. They
They've-
don't get enough heat for that
Mate,
because they're doing well in the league.
They've been going on about us about trophy this, trophy that for how many years? And then suddenly when we win a trophy, it's like, oh, but no one wants to be in that
all of
trophy.
a sudden,
No one wants. It doesn't matter if
we
you win a
got bigger
trophy.
fish to fry.
It doesn't matter if you win that trophy. It doesn't matter if you win a second-rate European competition. We're on to bigger and better things. We're on to title challengers. Well, what happened when we were title challengers and we hadn't won a trophy and you won the FA Cup? Oh, all of a sudden it's only trophies that matter. These lot, man, they have no shame.
At the moment, until they win something, they're just as good as Poch's Spurs. That's what they
100%.
are.
100%. And not only are they just as good as Poch's Spurs, but they've actually got massive backing financially behind them. Like Poch never had that. Poch never had the, 400 million spent in one summer or something.
The best season they had was a couple of years ago. They got 89 points. Poch got 86. It's not
Yeah,
a massive difference.
with £0
and he got to
spent.
Champions League final.
With zero spent.
Exactly. So they're like, that's what they are. That's what they have to accept until they win a trophy. And we won't know until the end of the season, but they have to do it. And you've got Man City breathing down their necks. We know how that story goes. We've seen how that ends. And Man City, Pep Guardiola, he seems in defiant mood. He said now the international breaks are over. We've got a big stretch till March. The season starts now for us.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
know
only
what?
4 points. And to be honest, actually, they should be kicking themselves a bit. They haven't got a bigger lead ahead of City going into the run we have now. Because all of a sudden they should have been a bit more out of sight.
Yeah. So, I mean, they don't want to have that bottle job tag, Arsenal. But that's exactly what they are. They're a bunch of bottle jobs because they like to say, oh, Spurs are the bottle job. Spurs are Spursy. What have we bottled? We're not good enough. That's not bottling something to be not good enough. We just haven't been good enough over the past 5-10 years, however long it's been. We've been in the mud, we've been shit. Let's be honest. We're in the shadows of Harry Kane, now the shadows of Son Heung-min as well. We've had two massive players leave us. We haven't been able to get to those levels that we had under Pochettino. We haven't been good enough. It's not. We haven't bottled anything. We just haven't been good enough.
We were never ahead.
Exactly. They've been bottling things year after year now under Arteta. That's been the reality. They are a bunch of bottle jobs.
When they lost that title a few years ago to Man City, when they were 8 points clear, that is one of the biggest bottle jobs we've seen in Premier League history.
Exactly.
Spurs were never in the lead when we had those seasons that everyone called us bottle jobs. And we got
Yeah, you know what? Everyone says second in a two-horse race or third in a two-horse race, whatever, with that Leicester season. Arsenal spent more days at the top of the league than we did that season, which is mad because no one ever mentions Arsenal.
Exactly. They were the ones who bottled it more than we did. They're the real bottlers. And now we've got that trophy. There's nothing it can say about us when it comes to winning trophies or the trophy list, empty trophy cabinet. Well, where's your trophy cabinet? Where's
Exactly.
your European trophies? I don't see any.
You ain't got nothing.
I don't
You ain't
see
got
any
no
European
European trophies.
Where's your European pedigree?
Exactly. There's only one team in North London that gets spoken about on the European stage, and that is Tottenham Hotspur. because Arsenal ain't won fuck all on the European stage, and that's what it is, and that is what it is. So,
and they're now ruining football. They're trying to win games with corners, trying to turn football into NFL, trying to make everyone set piece FC. And now, obviously, I know we're following along, but we're following the lead. They're leading the way, and it's hard to watch at the moment. Arsenal, what they're doing to football.
Yeah, but look, they are doing it very well. They're top of the league doing it. But it ends on Sunday, people. It ends on Sunday. We have to go there and take something from the game. If we go there and take something from the game, whether it's a draw or a win, surely that puts a big dagger if they go 2 games in a row without a win and Man City go 1 point or 2 points behind.
Yeah, I think we have to see what City do first. But if City win, I think the pressure is going to ramp up on us. And we know how they like the pressure. Not very good.
No, they don't handle the pressure well. And that's what it is, because they don't have a team full of winners. They don't have a team full of winners. That, you know, if you hear an Arsenal fan speak about Arsenal, you would think they've got 10 Premier Leagues in the last 10 years. You would think they've won 5 Champions Leagues in the last 5 years. You would think like they're like the best team that have ever walked the planet of this earth. That's just not reality. It really is not reality. They are such a deluded fan base. And don't get me wrong, like they are the best team. Best squad in the Premier League right now. They're doing very well. They're very hard to score against. They've got an unbelievable defence. They're a very good side. But they're nowhere near as good as they think they are.
No. They think they're like better than like the Centurions. They're better than the Liverpool sides who are... The Liverpool teams that are battling with Guardiola that finished second, they were much better than these Arsenal teams. Much better. Like they're nowhere near as good as those teams. Look, they're a good team. But again, they're like, if Chelsea didn't exist and Arsenal were battling with Tottenham back then, we would be in a title race neck and neck. That's what it would be. It would be very tight. Like, that's the level they are. They've only got to a quarterfinal of the Champions League. Have they got further than a quarterfinal?
They got to the semis last year.
Semis last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got to a semi and been past the semi-finals of the. Also, every year they go out in the domestic cups early. So they have a clear run at the leagues. They only ever focus on the league. They always give up the domestic trophies early on. And all the other clubs like City and Liverpool, they're picking up these domestic trophies, right? They're picking up along the way. And they're not taking them for granted. And they're winning the leagues ahead of them. Whereas Arsenal are bidding them off for the leagues and they don't even win the league.
Yep.
So, like, the quality of the team and the manager offering from the Arsenal fan base, I know he's done well, but they think he's like on the level of Guardiola and Klopp and all these. It's ridiculous.
Do me a favour, man. You're looking at their whole squad. How many trophies does their starting 11 have combined? Well, Eze has got a FA Cup with Crystal Palace. Declan Rice got a Conference League with West Ham. That's it. That's all they got to show. They let Crystal Palace and West Ham be more successful than them in terms of success trophies in the last 5 years. And I think it's embarrassing from an Arsenal standpoint, to be honest. I really do.
In this period, if they don't win anything, it's just going to come and go. It won't matter. No one's going to look back like as harsh as it is, like we do with Poch.
Yeah.
We were the nearly men, and as much as we enjoyed it at the time, at the end of the day, it didn't mean anything. In 20 years' time, no one's going to be talking about that Poch.
Exactly.
It's just going to be something that happened. It's not going to be. It's not going to go down in history as anything special. It's just going to be okay. There was a couple of years we were close, but never did it. But it's nothing special happened. And the same will happen with Arteta. Like, yes, it'll be a period where they improved a bit, but if they don't win anything, this period will come and go. You've got to take advantage of it. And at the moment, they're not. And that's what's going to really go down in history. That's what people will remember it for. Well, nothing. They won't remember it.
100%.
They're not going to remember it.
100%. And nothing would please me more. I want nothing more than to go to the Emirates this weekend and take something. If we get a win, that'll be an absolute bonus. But, God, please, can the footballing gods just look down on us once? Just once.
You never get any luck at the end.
You know what I mean? We'd never get the luck. Like, you got this, the ref, Michael Oliver, right? Who's been put in charge of this game as ref. Like, he got taken off Arsenal games. He gets put back on because of decisions he's given away against Arsenal. I think the last one was the Skelly one against Wolves when he got sent off, right? He hasn't been on an Arsenal game since then. Well, when he got last put in charge of a North London derby, we had a stonewall penalty when I think one of the Arsenal players absolutely kicked lumps out of Ben Davis, was it? In the box. It's like a ref that is literally so against, or like he's given 8 red cards against Arsenal, and all the Arsenal fans before that game was like, oh, Michael Oliver is in charge of this game, we're going to get this. Even in that game, the ref gave a horrific decision against us.
And we could have had a penalty before Saka scored as well, and
Yeah.
he literally scored from a counter from a penalty
Yeah.
he should have had.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was
exactly. So we just need something to go our way, man.
And also, can we stop scoring own goals in this derby? We keep scoring, like last year, at the Emirates, we scored an own goal. At the White Hart Lane, the year before,
So,
Højbjerg scored an own goal. Romero scored an own goal at the Emirates when we drew 2-2. Emerson got sent off the year before that at the Emirates. Can we stop shooting ourselves in the foot?
Yeah.
If we stop making stupid mistakes and shooting ourselves in the foot, we'll give ourselves half a chance.
Nothing is more Tottenham North London derby at the Emirates than bloody Eric Lamela, man. When he scored that Rabona and then got sent off.
That's another one, yeah, another sending off. We keep getting sending off for scoring own goals.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I know. So it's got to change this weekend, man. Please. But I say it every time we go to the Emirates. Like, it's got to change. We got to get a result this time. But it's the same thing that happens every time, and we get sucked in. The stadium is always in full voice. The one game where they come out and sing pretty much all season is Tottenham at home. But can we just change the narrative this season, man? We changed the narrative last season in terms of the trophies. We're more successful in terms of trophies than Arsenal in the last 5 years. Can we go to the Emirates and actually take something? Can we do it?
Well, we need to be a lot better than we have been recently.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We need to up our game. We need to find that energy we were having.
I want to see cup final Romero in this game, man.
We need to find the levels and the energy we're showing early in the season away from home, like that aggressiveness, that that organisation, and like also battling for things going forward, putting it to Kudus and Rishi, but them battling for it and winning those duels. We haven't seen that, and I think that is going to be a big element in this game as to whether we can take anything.
And look, it's been 2 weeks since our last game, and I know a lot of players have been out on internationals and everything, but Thomas Frank and his coaching staff have been there thinking about this game for 2 weeks now. He's got to come up with an unbelievable game plan that we can take down this Arsenal team with, surely. Because, Arsenal and Arteta, they're going to do the same thing. Like, I don't think he'll come up with a game plan and look at ways that he can hurt us, but they've been pretty much set up the same way every game this season, and it's working well for them. And I don't think he's going to deviate from that too much. Well, Thomas Frank, on the other hand, it's been very up and down this season. Some good games, some bad games, some okay games. But the whole thing about Thomas Frank is he was supposed to come up with tactical plans to fight each and every game. It's been very hard to do that when playing 2 games a week. But now he's had 2 weeks to think about it. He's had 2 weeks with his coaching staff, literally just one eye on the North London derby. He's got to come up with some sort of plan here.
Yeah, and do you think if there's a bad defeat and a bad performance, and that away beaten run gets lost, does pressure start mounting again, or is it depend
again?
Like well, not again, but after Chelsea, it was like not pressure, but there was a lot of noise. It wasn't Frank out, but there was a lot of disgruntlement, put it that way, after Chelsea, and obviously that was put to bed after Copenhagen. Man United, it was mixed. But if there's like a Chelsea-esque performance again here, well, what kind of reaction? Obviously, it's going to be extremely.
Look, the fallout of a North London derby is always worse than anything else.
Extra emotional.
Yeah, it's all because like you said, all the emotion that goes into it. I don't think pressure mounts up in terms of his job. I think there'll be obviously a lot of noise on social media, a lot of unhappy fans.
There's even talk after Chelsea, there was articles saying, "Is he about to be Nuno'd?"
Yeah, I think all of that was ridiculous, man. Like, just give the man a bit of time. Let him implement his ideas on the team and see where we go. And if we're sitting in here a year's time, we're still sitting in the same kind of boat. And, there's a conversation to be had there then. But right now, even with a bad loss in the North London derby, I don't think those conversations should be happening.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, it's going to be very painful if we get a bad defeat. And we don't.
As it is every year.
And to be honest, as much as I'm sitting here saying, we need to go there and create chances, and that's what I hope and I expect, Arsenal have gone how many games out conceding and how many games without not even a shot on target? I mean, they conceded against Sunderland, but before that, it was 9 games?
Yeah.
And even for half of those, they didn't even concede a shot on target, let alone concede a goal. So this is, we can't, it's as much as I expect and want us to go there and even score and create, the facts say we are likely to.
Yeah, Franks has got to be pulling on the heartstrings of the players, man, and bringing the fans into this. And, it's got to be drummed into these players how much you need to give blood, sweat and tears in this game, man. In every game, but particularly this game. What the fans have had to go through in North London derbies now for the past, how many years has it been? 4 or 5 years? In terms of Premier League and at the Emirates, or for our lifetime since the Emirates has been opened, or even Highbury as well. Like Arsenal away, how many times have we beaten Arsenal away in the Premier League era? Twice, 3 times.
Twice. Arsenal away.
Yeah.
Oh, in the Premier League era.
I think it's twice, isn't it? Twice or 3 times.
Yeah, I don't remember us ever winning at Highbury in my lifetime.
So like it's been terrible record. So Spurs fans,
it must be psychology,
Spurs fans have had to deal with a lot in this fixture, like a lot. So it's time to give back. The players need to give back. The club need to give back. Frank needs to give back, and something needs to change at some point. And let's hope it's this weekend.
But how do we go about doing it?
3-5-2, man. Be defensively sound. Don't give away any sloppy set pieces. Don't make a. We need to be perfect at the back. If we're perfect at the back from defence, from set pieces, limit their chances from open play, then we can get something.
Does going into a 3-5-2, is that not? Could you argue? As much as I want to see it as well, I think it's probably the way to go. Is it though sending the wrong message about what we're doing going into this derby, in terms of?
Not sending the wrong message that you want to take something from the game. No.
Exactly. You want to just take something from the game instead of, we want to go there and win.
No, but I think it's a plan that you can... I think it is a plan to win. I think it can be a plan to win.
Is it a plan to win or a plan not to lose?
I think it's our best avenue to win. I genuinely believe that, because if you limit their chances and don't concede any sloppy set pieces, they're going to... I believe, as the game wears on, they're going to get higher and higher. There'll be gaps for us. We'll be able to score. I really believe that.
Or based on how much we're creating.
Yeah, all the amount we're creating at this moment is crazy. But we don't go that many games without scoring. We score in, more or less most games.
Yeah, we've scored in the last couple of games. But recently Monaco we didn't score, Chelsea we didn't score.
Yeah.
Newcastle we didn't score.
Yeah.
It's not like uncommon.
No, but we've scored in every single other game this season.
Yeah, but better opposition.
Yeah, look, Arsenal are very good opposition, but I feel our best avenue to win this game is to keep it more tight at the back than usual and hit them on the transition. I think that's our best avenue to win. I think that sends the best message, tailor a plan to win the game. And I think that's the best way of us winning the game. If we go 4-3-3, I think there's a potential for us to leave it a bit too open at the back.
I hear that. I think 4-3-3 could work. I don't think it's necessarily too open, especially if we play Star, Bentancur and Pally. We weren't too open when we played 4-3-3 at the Etihad. We played those 3. Mm-hmm. So it can work. And there's also a potential that we could be too penned in potentially if we play a 5 at the back and only 2 up top with Kudus and Mwani. Basically, there's a potential that we're going to have 0 width and we're not going to have any threat out wide.
Well, the width's got to come from a Doggy and Porro.
But that's the thing. But if they're penned in by Saka and Timber all the time, because you've got to remember, if a Doggy's going to be our width right at left wing, he's going to have both. Timber's going to be flying forward, right from right back. Saka's going to be winger. Who's Timber's man? Is it a centre mid? Is he going to have to come over? Who does the Doggy pick up? Is he picking up Saka or is he picking up Timber? Because he's got to make those decisions. So all of a sudden it might be very difficult for a Doggy to get forward when he's got 2 players to manage it. I'm not saying it's impossible. He's very, very physical. He might be able to do it. I'm just theorising that doing that might pen us back. And all of a sudden it becomes okay, we want it to be a back 3, but it might turn into a back 5. And all of a sudden, if it turns into a back 5 and Kudus doesn't hold on to the ball as much as he should, all of a sudden it's just wave after wave of attack. That's the problem you have.
Yeah, look, our Man City played a back 4 and they got penned back for pretty much the whole game at the Emirates. So I think there'll be massive periods of the game where that will happen, but it's just the way we deal with it, and it's the way once we get the ball, how quickly can we get the ball up the other end of the pitch, and how quickly can we get our players up the pitch as well. Against Chelsea, the way we did it was all wrong. Like the way we were attacking, there was literally no threat. We weren't getting players up the other end of the pitch, and we weren't able to play out when we did get the opportunities to go forward. We need to make sure that when we attack with speed and we attack with precision. That's the only way to do it.
I agree with that. I kind of feel, though, the formation and team we've picked, I'm not saying it's the wrong choice, but I feel, and I'm comfortable with this, I feel it's more of a team not to lose rather than a team to go there and win. That's my feeling, if that's the way we set up. And I'm fine with that.
But you've got to be wary of the threats that Arsenal hold as well. Like,
yeah, I'll take a draw. Of course I would. Hurt their title. A draw would be a good point for us to keep our unbeaten record. They hurt their title charge.
I know by the end of the game, a draw is a good result. But I'll never sit here and say before a North London derby that I'll take a draw. I always want to go there and win. I always want to beat Arsenal. Like, if you offer me a draw right now, I don't think I'm taking it. As crazy as that sounds, I know it sounds crazy because of what Arsenal are doing right now and what Spurs are doing right now and, the levels between the two teams. But I want to win, man. We need to beat them.
So if I had a button here and I said, you press it, we get a draw. You're not pressing it?
No.
I'm pressing it.
I'm not pressing it, man. I want to beat those bastards, man. Come on, just give me those 3 points. Nothing would make me more happier.
What if I have a button that says City win and we draw? You pressing it?
Probably. But I don't want to press it, though. I want to win, man. I want to win.
Yeah, we all want to win. Of course I want to win.
But yeah,
anything to hurt their title charge there.
Yeah. Look.
And also keeps us in the hunt for you. Like, it doesn't really hurt us that much.
Yeah. I'm looking at more seeing us progress than hurting their title charge, to be honest. I think it's too early to start talking about that kind of stuff, even though it's not really, because a loss does really put a dent in it.
If we win, 5 points behind.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And they got Chelsea away next. Fulham at home. Where you got? If we win, it will be significant. Such a significant victory, man. Such a significant victory, and it will give the players so much confidence. Like it could really kickstart the season if we win this weekend.
Where do you reckon the key battles lie in this game?
Midfield is going to be massive. With Declan Rice. Declan Rice is such a good player, man. He's unbelievable. Zubamendi has come in seamlessly in that midfield and just slotted in like he's been there for years. I think the midfield is very key. I think
Palini's got such an important
massive.
So I don't know whether it's going to be Eze or Odegaard or both, potentially, or neither, which we've seen what they put either of them against City. But I'm assuming it's going to be one of them. And two, I'm assuming I think if Odegaard's not 100% fit, probably Zubendi, Rice, and Eze in the free. And Eze is obviously that creative hub in that middle. Paulinho has just got such a big job just shutting him down. Make sure he doesn't get a second of time to even think when he's in around that penalty box. Make sure he's just covering that ground, getting stuck in, like playing like he did against PSG and Man City.
We need Paulinho just to man mark Rice throughout the game, man.
Do you think we bother at all pressing high?
I would, because against PSG we played 3-5-2, but actually we did press quite high at times.
City, we obviously scored by.
Yeah, we have to press high. That's going to be one of our avenues where we can score a goal if we can force them into a bit of a mistake at the back. With Mohamed Kudus and if it is Muani, both of them are very good pressers. So if we can get them pressing each centre back, yeah, we have to.
I wonder how that looks. So if we're saying three at the back and we're pressing man to man. Does that where?
Well, it will look how it looked against PSG because we pressed high in that game at times.
Does that mean a doggy flying forward to their? Probably
to Timber.
You have to envisage because you have to move it if we're playing three at the back. It's going to be quite difficult structural change, but we should have the time to figure it out.
Yeah, another key battle is Saka against Udogie. That is a massively key battle because Saka hasn't been good enough this season, but last few weeks he's been really good. Second half against Sunderland, I thought it was brilliant. So he's starting to come into the season a little bit. So
they've only played, I think, once against each other.
Yeah, I remember that game at the Emirates where Udogie started against Saka. Was it in the 2-2 game? Yeah. I think it was, and. Saka, Saka started on fire, didn't he? And Udogie was like, we don't know how Udogie's going to handle this. But as the game wore on, I thought Udogie handled him really well.
Yeah, he got better and better, and I think he just started dominating him, and he was the one going forward all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And Saka, by the end of it, was the one waning a bit. So I think Udogie will be confident. I think the other games have been, I think Davis played, I remember the one where we lost 3-2, and then I think the other two have been Jed Spence.
Yeah.
So I think, Udogie will fancy himself in this game, but he's got to have such an important role, because I think he's the only one who's really going to have any chance of creating any natural width. It's going to be him. But it's going to be difficult because he can't really allow himself to be caught out by Saka as well.
No.
And so what does he prioritise?
Well, if he gets caught out by Saka, you got Van der Ven there backing him up. If it is a 3 at the back at left centre back, not a bad tool to have.
With more as well, they're likely to have Marino up front.
Yeah.
Like, is that something that are you happy about? You care about? Does it affect how you feel about this game? Is it advantage, disadvantage?
I think he's a good player, Marino. I think he's a very good player, to be honest. And I think since he's moved to the number 9 for Arsenal, he seems to get consistent goals. I think he scores more consistently than probably Gyökeres in the number 9 in terms of minutes to goals ratio or something like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing the stats off the top of my head. I don't know them, but that's what it seems like.
He actually seems to be better at attacking crosses than Gyökeres does.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really care like who's their number 9. If it's Gyökeres, if it's Marino, if it's Havertz. I know Havertz it won't be, but it doesn't make a difference to me. I think it all depends how the team perform on the day. I don't think it matters who's their number 9. To be honest,
it's really weird though, isn't it? When you look at Arsenal as a team, like obviously they're a team full of good players, but like when you look at them individually. Like, you look at like someone like City, when you think about facing them, or Liverpool, you're like, oh God, how are we going to stop Haaland? Like, he's such a good player. Like, they've got like standouts who you're like, we're really worried about. When you look at Arsenal, are there any players like just individually, like you're thinking, God, how are we going to stop them? Like, not probably not. It's more just how they function as a team rather than like individuals, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, Saka is an unbelievable when Saka scores against us every time. So it's hard to say like we always handle Saka really well, because we don't, because he always scores. So
does he? He scored. He does. I remember he scored a goal against us in the 2-2, and he scored a goal against us when we lost 3-2 at home last season. I don't think he scored against us.
Did he not score last season?
Because Gabriel scored the header. We lost 1-0, and then Trossard and own goal.
I'll tell you what, though, Gabriel being out is massive, because he always scores against us.
He's always a big threat as well. Season before that, Saka scored when that under Nuno. They beat us 3-1 under Nuno. He scores a lot against us, Saka. So I think naturally he is obviously a massive threat. And in terms of the forward line, he's the one with the most quality. So he's one of them that, you just think about, we got to stop him. And I think we can. I don't look at him being like, he's like Messi or Neymar or Mbappe, where it's just like, oh my God, how are we going to deal with this guy today? But the reality is he's a very good player. And on his day, he can skin us alive. Yeah, the thing is with Saka, I feel like a lot of the time it's not even necessarily like he just gets the ball and he's going to skin you time after time. It's more like, he'll get the ball, like he'll just keep constantly getting the ball, right? And then at some point something's going to happen, and then he'll be decisive. But I always feel like Saka, it's not like he gets the ball and is like, he just takes you on every time. He's very like efficient with it.
Yeah.
Like he feels like it's not the right time to take you on, he won't do it. He's not like, unlike Kudus, where he's like, I'm just going to take you on. I'm going to get the ball. I'm just going to go at you every time. And if you're not having the best day, he can absolutely tear you apart. Whereas Saka will get it. He's like, I'm only going to take you on when I feel like it's the right time to do it. And that's he's a very clever player like that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think Kudus is going to be the main player for us.
Yeah, it's got to be 100%.
We're going to need like a Roy the Rovers kind of display from him, honestly, especially if we're playing 3-5-2. He's the one where like you can rely on him to physically against their backline at least be like dueling with them and like make it very difficult for them. And if he comes out on top, all of a sudden there will be space. Because one thing people don't realise about Arsenal, as much as they're very good defensively, but it's not because like they're super pragmatic. It's just because physically they're so dominant.
Yeah.
There's a graphic, I don't know if you saw it, there was like a release by, I think it was The Athletic, it was about how much control you have over all
And they have
pitch.
control over the whole pitch.
Basically, they have control over the whole pitch, and it's not because like they're sitting deep all the time. That's not how you get control. It's because they always have everyone always has like players near each other, physically pressing, helping each other out. But if you do get any bit of joy, there is space there. No one's ever good enough to get there. Get the space essentially.
Yeah.
Kudus maybe could be.
Yeah, and as well, because Gabriel's not playing, I always feel Saliba looks a lot better next to Gabriel than he does alongside their other centre backs. And Mosquera's done very well when he's come in. Hincapié, we know, is a very good player, but that does give me a bit of hope that Gabriel isn't playing, because those two look very good together.
But wasn't there a game Mosquera had to go for half time because he wasn't having a great game?
No, I don't know.
What game was it? I'm pretty sure he had a game where he went off at half time because he wasn't playing so well.
Who came on?
Can't remember. Like,
But I mean, for the most part, he's been very good.
Yeah, he has been good. But they're both good players, but as well, in these derbies, especially given the fact as well, it's the first game without Gabriel. Maybe there's going to be unfamiliarity there potentially.
That's what we got to hope and pray for. You know what I mean?
Because Gabriel, they're so used to playing with each other.
Yeah.
It might take maybe it will take more than just like a game or two to gain that familiarity.
So Mosquera came on at half time for Saliba against Crystal Palace.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of Kanate.
He came.
Newcastle.
He went off at half time against Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah, because he wasn't playing well.
Yeah.
I remember that game. That was it. He was struggling against Voltmader.
And it was Mosquera and Gabriel, that centre back that time. So we just need to bully him then. That's the that's the name of the game. But look, it's going to be an emotional day, whatever happens, win, lose or draw on Sunday. What was it, 4:30 kickoff? So, yeah, if you're going, don't come back with a voice, like I say every time. I know I won't be.
Is this just going to be a set piece coach off?
Yeah, very well could be. Very well could be. And
can we just scrap all the bits in the middle? Just give. You get 5 corners, we get 5 corners.
Yeah, penalty shootout of set pieces.
Corner shootout. Forget all the rubbish in the middle. We don't need any of that guff.
Yeah, I feel like this could be a very hard watch. This game, an extremely hard watch.
5 throw into 5 corners each.
Yeah.
See what happens. About half.
Yeah, that is a reason why we should go 3 at the back as well, just so Danso can play and we can use his throw-in ability.
Throws,
yeah.
I think he'll be thinking about that for sure.
Yeah.
He'll be thinking about that. And the thing with the long throws is, I know like we haven't scored from any, but what it does is it allows us more opportunities to get men in the box, and then allows more opportunities to get corners.
Yeah.
And it just sustains that pressure.
Agreed.
So it's been so good at that as well.
All right. Well, this is the last we're going to say until we go to battle on Sunday. But come on, Tottenham. Just please pull it out of the bag for us. That's all I can say, man. I'm just hoping and praying, and I'm going to be praying all weekend until that time comes, 4:30 on Sunday, where we have to go deep into enemy territory.
You able to get any sleep before Sunday?
Well, I got a baby at home, so probably not. So.
Baby and North London.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Double whammy. But yeah, I want to know your thoughts on the derby in the comment section below. Put your predictions and predicted lineups as well in the comment section below. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let's go there and take 3 points, and let's make them wish they never joined North London. Like